Well, my name's Flo Karuna. I consider myself a planetary guardian, traveling to the sacred sites, traveling the planet. I have a deep love for Mother Earth, a deep love from ancient soul connections with the ancestors, the ancient beings who have took care of this planet. And one of my personal missions is to just reinstill that guardianship to this plane, to make us realize everything we have is here.
When did you realize that was your mission?
Well, my journey started in many ways, but one way was Mother Earth calling me to go for hikes. And when I started walking in the woods, I would feel the ancient spirits, feel the trees talking to me, feel the rocks. And a remembrance started to kick in that stilled me from the movement of our world that's always trying to make us do, and brought a deep sense of peace to my being, to my nervous system, that made me realize there's another way of operating in this existence, and this was the healthy way. So that love of Mother Earth inspired all the journeys, and I soon started to hear the ancestors, soon started to channel the ancestors. I would go to sacred sites. I would always instinctively know to speak to the guardians of the temple, speak to the guardians of the land, and through that honoring, they would come to me and honor me. So there's a reciprocity to communication with Mother Gaia, and I just feel like as humanity, we just need to bring that back.
But what made you so open as a child, as a kind of evolving human?
Well, I grew up as a high creative mind. I remember in school, when I got assignments, especially creative, my pen wouldn't stop writing. I could just write stories for days, write scripts for days, and there was an opening with imagination. And I feel imagination is real on many levels. We, in our dimension, this earthly dimension, tend to think we're creating it. But in actuality, I feel we're receiving something in creation and we're bringing it through us. So all children are channelers in many ways with their imagination, with their creativity. For example, like children having make-believe friends, for example, those are most likely spirit guides who are talking to them and guiding them. And it's very important for us to get these faculties back in us and see the reality of existence.
How are the ETs connected to creativity?
Okay, I'm going to go into channel now. Om Ati Amanatom. As we traverse to higher dimensional fields, higher dimensional vantage points, there is a deeper co-creation with existence from our dimensional vantage point. So your question, how are the ETs connected with creativity or imagination? It is a way of existing in these higher realms. How we can relate it to your species is your dream time. In your dream time mode, you are in another astral field, an etheric field, and you can observe that your thoughts create reality instantly. This is how we operate from a dimensional vantage point, and we consistently remind the human population on their creator abilities, for even though the human spirit may not be able to visually see it right away, from our vantage point, for example, when you speak a thought to existence, when you believe, when you dream, when you embody a frequency that is of what you want to manifest, for example, an energetic residue is seeking into this alive, intelligent field and communicating it to all creation in order for that to be crystallized. So for us, creativity is existing. We think, we see, we receive. And this is the way, and this has always been your way.
Who are you? Who are you?
We are a group of Galactic Council representations. We have beings from the Sirius star system. We have some Arcturian representatives. We have some Lyran representatives. We have some Pleiadian representatives. We are a council on a mothership hovering near the Sirius B star system and telepathically communicating to Flo.
So what is the message of our time from you guys?
Well, when you beam that question and Flo beams it back to us, he receives a unification. We are in a time of great unity. We are in a time of tribes coming together, 4 races coming together, ethnicities coming together, and diversity harmonizing in one collective culture. It is existing right before your eyes. It is in your social groups, it is in your cities, it is in your communities. And this is a precursor to what is to come on your planet. Now, where we come into this MO or this unification is our starseed, our galactic DNA is interfusing with each and every one of you via your higher self. Your higher self is a broadcaster of all your incarnations that beams down into your physical temple, and you broadcast the universe everywhere you go. So can you imagine what is conspiring right now in the energetical fields? We have multiple thousands, millions of beings who are starting to re-plug into their higher self. The higher self transmits galactic codecs. These codecs interweave in the field and weave a new storyline. And this is what's happened. This is why your species is collectively calling us to planet Earth. We are coming because you all are calling us. It is not the opposite. Your species is calling the councils, calling the codex into this existence, and we in turn are communicating with your higher selves, which is beginning to integrate into your cellular memory, your DNA, and nervous system. This has been a process, a graceful process, for we have an energetical current that in past times may have short-circuited your nervous systems. However, there has been a gradual process. And this is the importance of channelers. The channelers are the bridge to the new Earth. The channelers are broadcasting galactic codecs to the human nervous systems all around them. Everything is in this invisible field. Radio waves, Wi-Fi. Energy is the way we operate. Energy is the way we communicate. Flo, for example, is broadcasting codes through the field, or other channelers broadcasting codes through the field, and you receive it in your physical temple. The temple is a receiver of the ancient ways, our ways. Your body is your starship. And we say, honor your sacred temple, for it will grant you permission to the galactic realms. This is a very paradoxical existence. Sorry.
No, that's good. Give us a timeline for Earth's evolution and progression into the future.
Can you be more specific, please?
Okay, when are the ETs going to land and walk among us?
You probably heard this answer many times. We are already here. We are engaging in contact with many indigenous tribes in the Amazon, in parts of Central America, in Shuanati, Amanata, in the Peruvian sacred valleys. We are already engaging in dialogue with many pure soul groups. But as we read your question, it is more of when will us be presented on a more global scale.
Yes.
And we will tune into that right now. The message we give to you is when the runaway is ready, we will always land. And we have a highly evolved intelligence that could sense the consciousness of the population, can sense the evolution of the leadership, and we take that into our decision making for how to present ourselves. Therefore, we are entering into pockets right now, pockets of communities, pockets of starseeds, but feeling the collective energy and seeing the progression of the human spirit. We are tuning into a number It might be sooner than later. Of course, timelines are shifting, but the number 2027 to 2029 is very strong. It might be earlier, but we are preparing the runway. You are preparing the runway. The starseeds are preparing the runway, sending frequency to the masses. Your group of souls who are here at this conference and beyond this conference that you all are interwoven to are opening a new timeline through energy.
What does the future look like at that transformational time, in that transformational time?
The end of governments, the rise of sovereignty, the way of the empowered masters, where every individual is a sovereign being responsible for their holy mastery, instead of one group organization in control, a collective harmonious leadership, where beings are conscious of their actions and the repercussions of their actions. The higher dimensional fields reveal consciousness.
Can you bring through some dolphin energy, and they talk about the earth and the oceans?
Absolutely. There are actually many dolphins in this area right now. Dolphins, Rotan, Om. So I'm just tuning into the dolphin collective. And they actually want to communicate more from their galactic perspective than their earthly perspective.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to that aspect of them, which is a fragment of their higher selves. We are designed to travel the sacred ley lines and broadcast joy codes, sound codes in the ley lines, which keep the energetical currents of our Earth, of our universe, flowing. It has been embodied into our DNA, into our cellular template to come to your Earth school and be broadcasters of a higher dimensional frequency that enters the ley lines. We want to talk to you about the ley lines so there's greater context to our work. How we can explain it to you human beings is meridian lines. In your body, say for example, you get acupuncture. The acupuncturist places a particular needle on a meridian point in your body, and even though it might be on the shoulders, for example, it can send an energetical current to the knees, to the ankles, for example. The ley lines work very similar to the human nervous system and meridian lines. When we are traveling in oceanic sites and broadcasting our rays of unconditional love or angelic frequency, our sound codes, they are entering and penetrating the nervous system of Gaia and allowing for the stasis, for the health of our planet to remain vibrant. Sound healers know about this. Sound healers broadcast certain hertz frequencies that harmonizes the human template so they can be in natural current of flow in their body. This is what we are doing as a species. We are broadcasting in our pods unconditional love to node points on Pachamama that ripple to all the population. Om. You humans are doing some similar work now. For example, in this conference, we are tracking the work of these groups in these conferences, and you are all podding up, and we are podding up and starting to mimic the way of projecting and sending currents of energy to the sacred sites. And this cruise has been conspired by the universe to follow the oceanic ley lines and broadcast to the sacred sites of the Mayans and ancient Atlantean souls, which are you all.
Are dolphins native to this planet, or were they brought here from another place?
There's a little humor in the question because they laugh. It's like just like us, just like you. We've all in many ways been inseminated into this petri dish of Earth to unify the galactic races. This is a galactic, and my humans, like, I don't want to use the word experiment. This is a galactic offering, this school, where many DNA strands, many dimensional DNA are embedded into the collective species, and for us to learn to coexist. So to answer your question, we come from the Sirius star system.
As dolphin bodies.
We have a higher form in many dimensional fields, just like you humans. For example, we want to talk about a tree. The root system can be anchored in, and you could see roots. And if one is just in the root system, they might think they're roots. But once they expand their awareness, they begin to realize that their form begins to shift. And the form shifts into the branches. And the branches shifts into an auric field. And the auric field shifts into another aspect, and so forth and so forth. So there's many forms of us, but like yourself, Alan, like all the beings here, we have higher aspects of ourselves. And it takes a dimensional perspective to see the truth. And this is what you are all entering into, the dimensional perspectives. The ships have always been hovering in the solar systems. The ships have always been crossing into the portals of our planet. We're just simply highering our frequency so we can see what was always here.
Mm-hmm. So, talk about, I mentioned before, the timeline that the government and the people of the planet will embrace the greater cosmos.
There's a timeline that we foresee you're on right now, and it will be anchored down through sound. We see groups of starseeds going to sacred sites and doing work. We see groups of starseeds opening communities and centers. And you, as the guardians of Gaia, need to understand that you open the doors. You are not waiting for the government. You are opening the disclosure. This is very disempowering to wait on an external force that you know has not had your best interests. It is time to reclaim your power and realize you open the timeline. So this is your choice, masters.
But something's in the way, so what do we need to do? Because it's for our highest benefit.
The only thing in the way is ourselves, because we create reality. It has never been them in the way, it is them being a reflection of who we are.
But there's something that's blocking us.
Yes, great question. Now we're going into ourselves, and this is the field of empowerment. So I'm asking, are there any blockages?
And what are they and how to remove them?
So right away, a lack of trust comes in the field. There's a lack of trust in the human population consciousness within ourselves from centuries of constantly being shoved to the floor. And a high divine faith is needed to enter this new timeline that is here. There is great faith needed, not dependency on something to manifest, but a faith in who you are as a soul. The doorway opens through your heart, through your evolution. But you want this frequency that has been scattered outside of your human template, given to institutions, to return back to your creator self. You are the sun, you are the light. This is the way of existence and always shall be.